What's going on, Fortnite fans? My name's Luke-thenotable, and in this video, I'm dropping into Stark Industries 100 times. This 100 drops is a little bit different. I streamed all of these games live, which I don't normally do. If at any point you came out to watch me live, thank you very much, I appreciate that. Also want to give a massive shout out to everyone you see on screen. All of the people that you see on screen super chatted at least $10 during my 100 drops live streams. Some people were donating for their friends. It was a really awesome experience. Thank you to each and every one of you. You're why I get up and do this. Also enjoy being immortalized in 100 drops. Your name is now forever in a series that is loved by dozens. And there were so many names, I have to do this voiceover section just to cover them all. I also want to give a shout out to my members right now. Thank you so much for supporting me month to month and of course for coming to the stream. But I think that's it for my Thanksgiving. So now it's probably time to get to game number 1. Game 1 does not have sound, but you gotta remember I was doing this live, so maybe cut me some slack. That's alright, cause the gameplay's pretty bad. I dropped into one of the hardest locations on the map with absolutely no knowledge. I had one gun, almost no materials, and was in the middle of the open. Great job. At least I got the sound on for game 2, and I'm dropping as John Wick, so I might do better. So when you drop here, there's always gonna be these robots called Starkbots and other players trying to kill you. That's what makes this location so difficult. It's constant fighting in a high loot area with people and AI. Really though, everyone's fighting over the mythic Iron Man items and Vault Key. If you drop Stark Industries and you can grab the mythic Iron Man weapons and Vault Key, there's pretty much no way you can lose. That is unless you're me and you've never touched these weapons before and don't know how they work. I was surprised at how big this location was. There's tons of areas you can go. Tons of loot, but also tons of players. This guy was oh wait, no, that's a robot. Left on low health from a robot. I was attacked by a non-robot, and he had a shotgun. He shot me in the back as I ran away. What a gentleman. Game 4, I dropped in and found a chest by this tree, so I was hopeful. But then I drank my juice box in the open and got what I deserved. Game 5 was the first time I hacked one of these Stark bots. You can build yourself a personal army. You're gonna need it in Stark Industries. There's always someone trying to kill you. You can see here, just as I was about to seal the deal on this player in the box, I was attacked by someone from behind. Then I ended up in the middle, and an early grave. Game 6, because I am weak, I dropped outside of Stark Industries and ran around with no gun. When I got to Stark, I noticed this guy put up a box, but not a roof, so I punished him for it. He should have killed me. I just had surprise on my side. And hey, so did this guy. I tried to run away, but then accidentally picked up this Stark bot, and her stepbro killed me. Game 7 was another game where I didn't drop directly into Stark. It hasn't been going well for me. Here I wanted to explore the area north of Stark Industries, Heart Lake. It's quite nice, and really I wish I could drop here 100 times. Really, it's nice. I would have kept vibing in this boat if I didn't get shot. I tried to fight him. I'm a soccer skin. I should have a pretty decent chance. But he was also very good and killed me. In Game 8, well, Game 8 was Game 8. I'm kinda glad it's over. Game 9 was the first time I dropped into Stark Industries and made it out with some loot. Oh yeah. Just nearby, there's this awesome little orchard that has apples and mushrooms, as well as tons of wood. So thanks to this tiny orchard, this time I was able to leave Stark Industries with good health and materials. After that, not much happened. I mostly sat in a bush. Though when it came time for the final circle, my shot was on. Sniping that man turned this into a rags to riches story. Now I've got a gold pump. 1 versus 1, let's go. I got aim assist. Build fight time, but I've got a gold pump, so that's good for me. I built over my opponent, zapped through the stair, and ended the game with 1 shot. Alright, I got at least 1 win. Stark is gonna be mean to me, but you know, at least I have this one. Game 10, I left Stark Industries with basically nothing, and I think ironically I'm going to do well. There's still tons of loot in the areas around Stark Industries, and there's also rifts, so it's really easy to get around. And luckily, while fishing, I found a gold charged shotgun. Of course, because the charged shotgun is the greatest piece of trash in all of Fortnite, I changed it to a pump. I then tried to keep my nose clean as much as possible and made it into the final circle. I then drank some stuff under the sink and now the world looks funny. The thermal's fairly useful. I was able to see the only other player in the match before he could see me. And after giving him a couple good shots with my rifle, I knew I was going in. Ironically, he had the Iron Man gauntlets, but they don't do that much damage, especially compared to a scar. With the other guy low, I went in for the kill, but he went up with the gauntlets and down by my scar. I got back-to-back wins and I know how I did it. I didn't drop Stark Industries. Remember that. Looking for my 3rd straight win, I left Stark pretty early again, game 11. Slowly I was able to grab enough loot to give myself a chance. Now I have a gold pump. I'm pretty sure this guy had a thermal fish because I was in the bush. How'd he see me? Built up and got out. Smelt like stream sniping. Circle's getting pretty small now. Everyone's on top of each other. I went in on this player and despite my gold pump, I was still obliterated by a charged shotgun. I can tell game 12 is fast because it's really small in Sony Vegas. I actually dropped one of my favorite spots this time. The trees in the middle are great. From the trees, you can make plays on the bigger chests. But ultimately, you are left a little out in the open and surrounded by players with better stuff. I did my best. Dead and proud. Dropped a tree Industries again, game 13. Like I said, I like them. Yeah, you're right in the middle of the chaos of Stark Industries, but at least you get some materials. I had almost 200 materials, which is good for Stark, but didn't build once and got erased. Game 14, the recording doesn't start till I'm out of Stark Industries, but I made it! Game 14 has me wondering whether this is stream sniping or if I'm just big and yellow. I don't normally do 100 drops live, and I must say there was a lot more suspicious behavior this time around. Either way, stream sniping just allows them to find me. It doesn't really help in the battle. I could have killed this guy, but I didn't. Game 15 was a bad drop. Didn't have enough air to make it to Stark. Made it to Stark Industries with a car, and then realized I should just leave because this place is terrible. Snagged the helicopter! This is a win! Listen, I'm gonna say this once, and then I'm not gonna talk about it again, but we have to say this real quick. I like Fortnite. I think the whole Chapter 2 thing was a little weird, but you know, that's just growing pains. It's getting better. I'm saying this because I really didn't like Stark, but there was a lot of other spots on the map that are really great, like Doom's Domain. It was awesome. I'm just saying because you're gonna hear some negativity from me in this video, and that's just because I'm dropping Stark 100 times. It's a challenge. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to break me. Fortnite as a whole, though, I'm having a lot of fun with. I wish I could play more. I've just gotta play so much damn Minecraft. Half of it is just mobility. They really listen to us on that end. You can get around the map so many different ways. Anyway, made it to the end of this one with no kills. Final circle 1 versus 1, and I got sniped. I did my best to try to heal, but the other player was pretty good. Right as I took the high ground, he used a mythic to get above me, and won. I lost to the same thing in game 17 as well. The guy used the Silver Surfer to drop right into my box and killed me with his shotgun. I didn't know that at the time though, so I watched it back because I was real salty. Game 18, dropped tree, grabbed a rifle, and sprayed into the popular kids. Stark was pretty chaotic. I was shooting guys in the back, left and right, then picked up this blue pump to end him, and he ended me. But you're in luck. Game 19, the suffering continues. Just a lot of shooting guys in the back today. How disrespectful. I tried to loot the big building, but did not have a shotgun. I started off game 20 by taking out a stream sniper. He was nice about it. I went to the main Stark building and made it out of this encounter with 2 HP. I left with okay stuff. Purple pump, I'll take it. Found a gold AR, so now I'm cruising into that final circle with some confidence. I tried to pick up Silver Surfer from him, but because this game is terrible, I could not. I still have other ways to fly, and I've always got an SMG with aim assist. But in this match, it was my purple pump that got me the win. Can I get a dab in the chat if you're watching this during the premiere? Game 21, Stark was scary, so I weft. I secured a blue pump, so now I can win this game. I was just minding my own business when I was assaulted in the streets. I tried with all my might to run away, but he was a 900-pound 6-year-old who doesn't go outside. It was any other day in Stark Industries. Game 22, gun violence, vehicular manslaughter, probably some sort of fraud. I hear the footsteps. They're coming closer! They're hiding in a cone on low health! Oh, that man had a gold pump. Ooh! Now with a gold pump, I conquered Stark, leaving with 6 kills. So now I've got the perfect Stark loadout, and I'm cruising into that end game. This one should be good. 1 versus 1, and he's coming right at me! He used that Silver Surfer to take the high ground, and I made a lot of bad plays. Sneakily, I took the high ground back. I just wish I had enough to leave his pump shot. Game 23 started with the killing of this unarmed player. I felt threatened. Also got a second kill on a guy without a shotgun. The first one to do me damage was actually a Stark buff. You gotta watch out for those things. While trying to leave Stark Industries, I was attacked. I lived, but I was left on pretty low health. We caused quite a lot of commotion, which attracted this player, whomst wasted me. Game 24 dropped to the tree chest and got a combat shotgun. I love that thing. Then I default danced down to the orchard for some easy heals. Then I sat in my defaulty box and waited for the other players to kill each other. When it was finally time to move towards safety, I bonked my soft spot pretty hard. Then I got stuck in the water and the certified lifeguard murdered me. Game 25, I'm an unarmed banana in Stark Industries. This is already going great. Yeah, 25 games in is about when I really wanted to drop somewhere a little less crazy. Holly Hedges, Dirty Ducks, anywhere. It's just a little much sometimes, you know, you got all these robots shooting at you, you gotta worry about players, your loot's pretty terrible. Here I had 2 bullets to my name and some bandages. I was scrounging around in the dirt for a great pump. You know, I got JW on for game 27, we might do okay. Yeah, but hope is a useless construct created by the fossil fuel industry, which powers the servers that run Fortnite Battle Royale. It's all connected. Alright, I live a little longer, game 28, so I don't have to come up with anything ridiculous to say. In this one, I left Stark with a helicopter and grabbed some Quinjet loot. It's pretty good. I also grabbed some kills. I got a little greedy and wanted to take the loot from this build fight, and this guy bit me pretty hard. Not sure how, but even with my sloppy edits, I put him in the grave. Final circle, 4 people left, and this guy remembered to take his ADHD meds. Yeah, I didn't last much longer. Game 29, I'm dropping in as a dirty panda. Hopefully someone kills me quick. I got 2 kills with the charged shotgun, the worst gun of all time. I'm surprised. Later, while trying to leave Stark, Stark, I was attacked by a wiener from behind. Thanks to all those years in prison, though, I made it out okay. Despite that, I wasn't the biggest guy in the yard. Someone had the Unibeam. Game 30's labeled appropriately and happened at the end of my stream, so I should be my best. Does anyone else ever do this with the charged shotgun? You go for the shot and then just completely don't. While I'm recording this, the charged shotgun isn't in the game anymore. I just hate it so much I'm still salty. Combat shotgun, though, that's a weapon I can get behind. Here, this player was frozen in fear from just the sight of it. Just a fantastic day today, so much fun. Somehow I made it out alive with a helicopter and spent the game upgrading my loot. Got to the end where everyone's loaded from killing bots all game. High above the trees I went, safe I felt. Dead I was. Combat shotgun just laying in the street, game 32. Bruh, my kids play here. For the first time, I was brave enough to go into this big building and grab the big chest that's full of loot, but got ran over. Guys, you won't believe it, I got Grand Theft Auto 6 early. Again, I ran away with the helicopter. It's my favorite strategy. I went to a jet and got Timmy's hammer. I'm not sure how it works. And I never got to find out. I didn't use it, then died. Game 34, there was some spraying, praying, aim assist slaying. Grabbed a charged shotgun, but it's useless, that's all I'm saying. It's the end of the rhyme, for I have been found. It looks like stream sniping has put me in the ground. I've talked about the big building, and this game I'm gonna show you why you never go there, especially if you care about the fragility of your life. Yes, there's a large chest on the inside, but it's insanely contested, and wow, I'm already dead. Oh yeah, this week it was Fortnite's birthday. This time I got a present drop. These used to be really OP, but then the sweats complained, and now they're terrible like everything else in this game. Anyway, I died with my combat shotgun in my hand, mostly because I'm ignorant of how it works. However, my soul will rest easy, because the guy that killed me is no longer alive. I should also mention that these games are played with RTX on. You can really see it in Galaxy here. I don't play on RTX for the whole video, but for now it looks pretty nice. I like that sunset. Sure, you tank your frames, but everything has a nice glow to it, and some of the skins can look really nice. Though at times like these, when it feels like I'm playing in the grand finale of the Fortnite World Cup, I wish I could switch to medium. Yeah, I was getting like 30 FPS. My PC was performing like a Switch. I might be losing, but hey, that fire looks pretty nice. Sure, I didn't win this match, but I definitely looked the best. Game 38, I dropped right onto a gray charged shotgun and hopped in the helicopter. I almost got hijacked, but I'm a professional at running away. This guy looted the jet, but since I killed him, I looted the jet. Basically coughing up my own organs, I knew the only cure would be McDonald's Sprite. I then went over to Salty Springs. What a mistake. I was hunted like an animal and then killed. Ooh, so green and shiny. Look at that RTX goodness. I then dropped right on top of the helicopter because fighting here has never worked out for me. One transient stayed, so I parked my helicopter near the top of this building and this player graciously killed him. Later I smelled a player in this bush, and as a bushmaster myself, I took him down easy. I didn't do much else. I'm sneaking into the final circle this time with one kill. 1 versus 1, I've got the high ground. So far, so good. I could hear him trying to take down my structure from below. That's the oldest trick in the book. So I jumped down and got a pretty good pump shot in. That scared him, and I was able to finish up the job with my rifle. Ooh, those are some shiny, shimmery victory 90s. Last game of RTX here. It's a nice experience, but the room I play in is a sauna now. Maybe when the aliens decide to give us nice quantum computers for gaming, I'll switch back, but until then, probably not. In the pregame lobby of game 41, I ran into this player, and then also ran into him in the end game. I didn't get any kills until the end this time, that's why we're here already. 1 versus 1, it was going okay, and then this happened. You know, I feel comfy in second place. Game 42 got pretty nasty, but when the dust settled, I was the last one alive with 1 health. I had great stuff before I got to the vault, and after I left, ooh, unkillable. Also gotta mention that this is 100% a bot lobby. All of my enemies stood in the open and shot at me like this guy. I was just chilling, waiting for that circle to get smaller, and then I won the game! Thanks, Fortnite. Honestly, though, this has me upset. The Fortnite win has been so devalued over the years. Game 43 shows why you should never be comfortable in Stark Industries. You never know when a John Wick could be watching. Oh, I'm real sneaky, no more kills, and now it's a 1 versus 1. I knew he was in the bush, I just didn't get lucky shooting him. As the circle closed, his bushy strategy no longer worked, but a John Wick's blue pump is always true. Sometimes dropping Stark works out, but most of the time it doesn't. But now, since I've won 2 in a row, I'm gonna be playing against high school dropouts that will starve to death if they don't play well in weekly tournaments. Game 45, I had a gray burst, 1 kill, and that was it. I almost got a kill game 46. Almost. I had some hope game 47, I found a gold pump on the ground. And then I found the afterlife. Left Stark pretty early game 48, plan was to come back when the storm was here to get the vault loot. I came back but found a player there who killed me. I got laughed at and clown emoji to game 49, so it went great. Jeez, oh no, why? To take back what I said about the bot lobbies, I miss them. Game 51 was just bad, and that's all I have to say. I hardly got out of Stark game 52, and it doesn't look like I'm gonna. Guarantee you this man was stream sniping. Life had just begun game 53, but because because I went for the big chest, I threw it all away. This whole week was insanely stream snipey. I don't know what was going on, lots of weird stuff. Great job, hope you die alone and sad. Like I said, very stream snipey this week, and that's weird because I don't normally have to deal with that. This whole week it just felt like I'd kill one guy and then another be right on top of me. Maybe I just need to turn up my headphones. This guy dropped right on top of me and sprayed me down for the kill. I was able to leave Stark Industries with a purple pump game 57 and no one stream sniped me yet. Nope, I just got regular sniped. Must have had a lot of viewers this week, because if I farmed mats for over 3 seconds, I was likely to get shot. It didn't always end in my death, but it always was annoying. You know what it is, I had a charged shotgun. I was never winning this one. This again, no, please don't! Even the nice stream snipers, they just end up distracting me. So then my guard's down and some TTV with 7 followers gets to kill me. Game 61, I was unarmed and the guy behind me waited until I picked up a gun to kill me. Game 62, I got to the chopper, but not much farther. I'm starting to notice the only thing I liked about Stark was the helicopter. Later, I found the Black Panther power and only used it on myself. Then I was killed by someone who plays more than me. Had a charged shotgun game 64, so you know how it went. Finally a peaceful game where I just looted Stark Industries, let's win! Game 66, I left Stark Industries quickly and went to an actually good location like Coral Castle. I still got killed by some guy way better, but my bot lobby should be kicking in soon. Wait, I'm getting killed all the time in the early game. Maybe I'm the bot. Game 68, I got boogie bombed. When will the suffering end? Game 69, I left quickly. I want to live. Oh, of course, the stream snipers come out on the 69. I'll say this one was friendly, allowed me to boogie bomb him first. Circle closed near authority, and I was engaged in a build fight. Using my crash pads, I was on bottom and on top in this game 69. Though what stopped me this 69 was my lack of stamina. I wonder what horrible, terrible, awful thing's gonna happen to me this game. Oh look, I made it to the end only to get second place. Oh, if you thought Stark Industries was great before, just wait until Fortnite Mares. This year, when you died in Fortnite Mares, you became a zombie that could hunt down live players, and it was awful. Not to mention, this is probably the greatest thing in the world for a stream sniper. So needless to say, the next couple drops of Stark Industries were kind of a struggle. Peely's a pretty spooky skin, right? Guess not. As a ghost this game, I became part of the problem. What I want to know is who in their right mind allowed the zombies to drive vehicles? There's just so much death at Stark Industries, it makes the zombie population pretty high. Wasn't recording for the first part of game 76, somehow I made it out with the unibeam. I got a little excited, used it in the wrong scenario, and then died. I stretched him a couple times for vengeance. Game 77, there were just too many zombies, no one should have to deal with this. Really not sure what was shooting at me here. Game 78, I just know I died without pain. So this time I made it to the end for a 1 vs 1, but there's still 10 zombies in the game. 10 zombies! What am I supposed to do? I should have attacked with my Borthers. I went in early and died before I could get the zombie win. Well, at least now it's game 80. Hopefully next week I'm not playing more Fortnite Mares. No! Why is this still happening to me? Game 82, I made it to the end and got absolutely sweated on by a guy with 20 kills. However, then it was 3 vs 1. Isn't Fortnite Mares great when it's not happening to you? I don't like Fortnite Mares, but I'm glad I at least got 1 dub. Right back to the pain. Game 83, though. It wasn't even the zombies that killed me. Game 84, just the overwhelming insanity of Stark Industries. Game 85, I tried to consume the vault key, but someone stopped me. Darn, that would have been some good revenge. The only thing I had when the zombies attacked Game 86 was a med kit. I bet you know how it went. Game 87, I got killed by a default, which is almost worse than being killed by a zombie. I had the legendary and amazing bandage bazooka. Game 88, but no shotgun. Game 89, I lucked out and killed a guy with pretty much all of the loot in the game. Of course, I didn't live much longer because there are 7,000 zombies here. Alright, this should be the last game of Fortnite Mares, and then I can go back to dropping regular old Stark Industries, which I just love so much. In this game, I left Stark Industries with barely any health and a gray pump, so pretty much like all the others. Great, yes, finally! Death is coming! You didn't have to laugh at me, though. I never thought I'd be happy to see regular Stark, but here we are, no more Fortnite Mares. I left early. My defaulty instincts told me to. One guy was particularly bloodthirsty, attacking me inside of the storm, but I got him. I don't deserve any wins. Later, I had a jetpack on and died to fall damage. Game 92 had just started. I definitely wasn't ready to fight a boss with a massive death laser beam. Game 93, I went for the big chest to prove a point on how dangerous it is. I did get 1 kill, but then died like right after. Game 94, I had John Wick on, so at least I made it out of Stark, but with awful tier guns. Miraculously, I used some John Wick magic to 1-pump this guy. With a purple pump, I felt a little more confident, but the fighting never stopped. I got caught in the middle of a massive battle and died. I had the other John Wick on the next game, so I'm still playing good. Again, just got caught up in a fight with a guy who was better. Game 96, I was 100% stream sniped by this player. By all accounts, I should have killed him, but somehow with a pistol, he got me. Hopped in the chopper. Game 97, I wanted to live a long time, but of course didn't. I cruised into the end game with no kills and gold toxic trooper. Game 98, so I have a chance. I did my best. This guy was pretty decent. Game $9.99, it's almost done, I can feel it! While eating some mushrooms, I was brutally attacked. And with no materials, this one ended. Here we are, game 100, I've got on discount metal, guys, so I don't get sued. I truly hated my entire experience while dropping here, and I hope by the time you're watching this location does not exist. Here, flying away from Stark Industries one last time, I couldn't help but think how much fun it would be to drop Doom's domain. I said earlier I liked Fortnite, the sandbox is pretty cool, and the game's come a long way, but I just didn't like Stark Industries. The Unibeam ruled the meta, and it just made dropping there awful. Yeah, I got some wins even though I fought some tough characters, and in the end I probably got better, which was really the point of 100 drops in the first place. For only playing 10 games a week, I looked pretty good. Not great, but you know, not terrible. Come next year when I'm not playing Minecraft 24/7, I swear I'll have more Fortnite for you. And maybe I'll do better than second place. Ah, bro, you didn't have to laugh. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. I'd appreciate that. And also thank you to all the people who watched the stream and donated. You guys are notable. 2,000 days is coming, guys. Make sure to subscribe. Don't want to miss it. Thank you all for watching. Please stay notable. And I'll see you in the next video.